Yo, welcome to the latest episode of How Are We Not All Dead Yet? Because honestly, looking at the state of the internet lately, I'm convinced we're collectively trying to speedrun our way into a casket. I'm not even being dramatic. You ever hop on TikTok at 2 a.m. and see someone making a drink that looks like a chemistry experiment gone wrong? Or you ever wake up and your first thought is like, yeah, I deserve a little treat from Starbucks. And by little treat, you mean a drink that has such a complex stack of ingredients that you'd need an accountant to calculate it. Hear me out. I saw this clip where a dude pulls up to a drive-thru and the cup literally had something like, "Diabetes, here I come," printed on it.
Oh my god!
And I'm not gonna lie, as a barista, that is either the funniest thing ever, or you are actively trying to get fired so you can start your rap career.
You actually gonna drink it?
I'm gonna try it. Yeah.
I want to actually take a drink out of it right now and watch. I want to see my masterpiece.
Okay, here we go. Everything you have.
Everything that I could find back here is in it.
DJ, hit the beat. 17 pumps, 4 drizzle, 3 cold foam, cinnamon dolce syrup, dark caramel sauce, strawberry puree, vanilla bean powder, mocha drizzle, coconut flakes, blueberry topping, and a whole fucking banana.
Let's get one more shot of this.
Oh my god, bro.
Coffee has been getting sweeter and sweeter to the point where it's not even coffee anymore. Like, bro, how did our simple coffees from back in the day evolve into this high-tech sugar bomb pretending to be a beverage? At that point, it might as well connect to Bluetooth and ask for a software update to iOS 26.3. Because what kind of morning beverage needs a warning label like it's a cigarette pack? Let me tell you, the kind that's just liquid diabetes with a hint of caffeine so you can stay awake long enough to feel your heart palpitating against your ribs like a drum solo. But let me get this straight, I'm not here to shame nobody. I love sweetness too. I'm one bad day away from drinking maple syrup straight from the bottle like a dehydrated bear in a log cabin. But there's a difference between a treat and a daily ritual of chugging 1,000 calories before the sun is even fully up. Like it's a valid hydration strategy. And then wondering why we're shaking like a leaf by lunch. It's absolute madness. Sweet brother of Christ, that's not hydration, brother. That's a diabetes any percent speedrun. So let's really dive into this diabetes in a cup phenomenon. It sounds like a meme, but the scary part is it's describing a real category in nutrition science.
Ini ayah pun ni kak? Ini coklat.
Sugar-sweetened beverages, SSBs if you want to sound fancy while your pancreas cries. That's everything from sodas and energy drinks to the modern coffee that's basically a milkshake who did a semester abroad in espresso land and came back with a fake accent. The reason scientists hate these drinks isn't because they're boring people who want us to suffer. It's because liquid sugar is uniquely cooked. Like, researchers looked at a massive stack of data, over 500,000 people, and found that each extra daily 12-ounce sugar drink was linked to about a 25% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. 25% per extra daily drink! That's not a little oopsie, that's a noticeable stat jump. And the wild part? There isn't some magical safe zone where your body goes, ah yes, one daily soda, my favorite, this is fine. Nah, your liver sees it and goes, oh, we're doing this again? Cool. Because with liquid sugar, there's no chewing, no fiber slowing it down, no fullness alarm going off in your brain. It just hits your system like a surprise debt. If you think the Starbucks labels are bad, you haven't seen the TikTok baristas. These videos went viral about a year ago and they are straight up rage bait. I saw one where the drink was literally crunchy at the bottom. Crunchy! If your coffee has a texture other than liquid, you failed as a member of society. You've absolutely cooked your taste buds. That's a tolerance you've built over time, like a poison immunity in a fantasy novel where you slowly drink arsenic to prepare for an assassination attempt. And don't even get me started on the Dunkin' Donuts Ice Spice Munchkins drink. This thing was a collaboration that basically asked the question, what if we just blended up an entire bakery and stuck a straw in it? It had 4 blended up donut holes inside. You're quite literally drinking donuts. I don't know about you, but when a donut gets wet, nothing good happens. It's soggy, it's clumpy, it's a nightmare. That drink was 830 calories for a beverage. But Dunkin' didn't stop there. They've got a cereal and milk chocolata that has 126 grams of added sugar in a medium. To put that into perspective, that's more sugar than a literal cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. You know, the place where the menu is the size of the Bible, and the food is so decadent that you need a nap and a living will halfway through the appetizer. Dunkin' is out here putting them to shame. 126 grams is 3 times the daily limit recommended by people who actually care about your heart. The American Heart Association says, try not to go over 36 grams for men or 25 for women. And here comes Dunkin' with 126 grams like they're trying to set a Guinness World Record for the most insulin required in a single afternoon. That is not a little sweet. That's a chemical negotiation. At this point, Dunkin' isn't selling coffee. They're selling an unannounced medical bill that you pay for in installments of fatigue and regret. Now here's where TikTok enters the chat and makes everything 10 times weirder. Because if coffee culture is diabetes in a cup, TikTok food culture is like diabetes in 4K, with high fidelity mouth sounds. Sponsored by a giant bag of mystery candy from Japan. I'm talking about mukbangs, eating challenges, and those what I eat in a day videos where the day is apparently 47 hours long and the stomach is a literal black hole. You'll see someone who looks like they weigh the same as a hydrated house cat consuming an amount of food that could feed an entire youth soccer team and their parents. And the comments are always the same. Oh my god, you're so real for this. Where does it go? She's just like me for real. No, she's not just like you for real. If you ate that, your body would start buffering. Your knees would file a formal complaint. Your doctor would pop out of a nearby bush like, hey, what the hell is that? Put that fried cheese down, son. While these companies are out here trying to liquidate our organs, the internet has found a way to turn it into the social media gluttony era. You've seen them, those videos of people gorging themselves on enough junk food to trigger a localized famine. It's like the Tide Pod challenge evolved into something much more delicious but equally lethal. We really went from eating laundry detergent for a laugh to drinking a week's worth of sugar in a single sitting and calling it morning fuel. Remember when people were actually biting into those little blue and orange pods? I'm convinced that was the precise moment the human evolutionary timeline decided to do a backflip into a dumpster. We spent thousands of years learning how to build fire and split the atom, only to use that high-level intelligence to consume concentrated floor cleaner because the colors looked aesthetic on a grainy iPhone 6 camera. It wasn't even a slow transition. One day we were civilized, and the next, poison control centers were having a collective nervous breakdown. Now we've just swapped the chemical burn of detergent for the slow-motion metabolic collapse of the Ice Spice Munchkin drink. It's the same energy, just packaged in a way that's harder to explain to your doctor. You aren't biting up a pod, but you are drinking something that could probably strip the paint off a 2004 Honda Civic. We've just replaced the immediate emergency room visit with a 30-year subscription to insulin. And somehow, because it tastes like a glazed donut, we act like it's a totally normal Tuesday. And let's not forget the absolute peak of our collective brilliance, the Benadryl challenge, where the goal was to hallucinate spiders and then potentially die? Yeah, we're real geniuses. I want you to really sit with that for a second. There was a point in time where kids were looking at a bottle of allergy medication and thinking, you know what? I want to see eldritch horrors crawling out of my drywall for 3 minutes of digital clout. Bro, if anything, that's a cry for help broadcasted in 1080p. Like, imagine dying so young that your legacy is a video where you're fighting invisible arachnids in your bedroom while your heart rate hits 180 beats per minute because you wanted to see if the internet would like your descent into a drug-induced fever dream. It really shows how cooked our reward systems are. We're so desperate for a hit of dopamine from a notification that we're willing to risk a literal cardiac event just to see if the hallucinations are as trippy as the comment section said they were. Or the skull breaker challenge, where you just give your homie a life-altering concussion for the vibes? I'm still trying to find the humor in that one. You had 3 people standing in line. 2 of them kicked the middle person's legs out from under them. And surprise, gravity does its thing and their head bounces off the concrete like a basketball. Who needs a functioning frontal lobe when you can get 10,000 views on a POV caption? It's the most structured chaos way to end a friendship I've ever seen. It's that same early death speedrun. A complete and utter disregard for the fact we actually have physical bodies that can, you know, break. Whether it's 126 grams of sugar or a literal kick to the shins, if it makes for a good clip, the consequences don't exist. Except they do. Your pancreas remembers the sugar, your liver remembers the syrup, and your homie's skull definitely remembers the pavement. We're out here living like we have a respawn button, but in reality we're just running out of RAM and wondering why the screen is starting to flicker. And it gets even more disturbing when you find out what it does to the people watching. There's actual research on this. College students watch short-form #WhatIEatInADay videos for just a few minutes, and it straight up changed their preoccupation with weight and body shape. It triggered urges related to disordered eating. It makes sense, right? TikTok is basically a digital casino, except the slot machine is your attention span and the jackpot is seeing a stranger deep throat a burrito the size of a newborn infant. Your brain learns, oh, this is entertainment, so your boredom feels like it needs a soundtrack of crunching and dipping sauce. A lot of these eating videos do this cursed combo. Massive overeating mixed with thin ideal vibes. You're watching someone destroy 10,000 calories while looking like they've never seen a carb in their life. That's like telling someone, yo, drive 200 miles per hour in the school zone, but also don't spill a single drop of your latte. It's a mental trap. Now the current trend is galaxy gas. If you haven't heard of this, it's flavored nitrous oxide. The company claims it's for cooking, but they're out here advertising at conventions that look like a giant smoke shop. Nobody's using watermelon ice flavored gas to make artisanal whipped cream for their grandma's Sunday pie. They're using it to kill brain cells in 4K for the followers. It's natural selection at this point. As I believe Genghis Khan once said, don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. Or maybe that was J. Cole. Honestly, at this point, they're the same person in my head. TikTok doesn't just show you food though. It shows you food with storylines. You'll get a video like POV you're sad so you order 9,000 calories with sad piano music playing in the background, like the burger just got cheated on and lost its kids in the divorce. And you watch it and you're like, damn, that burger is kinda me. No, it's not you. You're projecting complex human emotions onto a spicy chicken sandwich because you won't text your therapist back. The algorithm is ruthless because it's not judging you. It's just observing what makes your eyes stay open past midnight. If you pause too long on one mukbang, TikTok will be like, oh, so you're a hungry, lonely person now? Say less. Then suddenly your For You page is 80% noodles being slurped and 20% a random guy teaching you secret hacks that are just diabetes with extra steps and a filter. Speaking of people who don't want to be saved, we have to talk about the Sigma accounts and the dark side TikTokers. This is a special kind of brain rot that goes perfectly with a 1,000-calorie coffee. I found this one guy whose entire profile was about his inner voice. He'd post these edits with text like, first time hearing your inner voice takes full control of your body. Bro, that's not a Sigma trait, that's a psychotic break. You don't need dark side energy, you need a therapist and a nap, not a CapCut subscription. These dudes are out here posting quotes like, I would rather eat runny shit with fake friends than eat caviar with real ones. Wait, read that slowly. Actually don't. It doesn't get better. It just sounds like you have a very specific, very disgusting fetish that involves fake friends and questionable plumbing. And the dark manipulation tutorials? How to manipulate your teacher to give you better marks using Sigma psychology.
Ask questions, not to learn. Instead, let them enjoy the sound of their own voice. Let them talk for hours about themselves. Smile and say hello to them.
Bro, that's just called talking to people, but as an asshole. These guys think they're the Joker or that they discovered a secret Sith technique, but they're really just a kid who sat in the back of the class, hissed at people during silent reading time, and only knew how to be a good bitch and suck up to the teacher. Actually, more like a bad bitch. But for real, bro, it's embarrassing. And I'm legitimately wondering how you have no shame typing this out with your actual face as the profile picture. You'd find me face down bottom up before you ever caught me posting a dark side edit. Now zoom out for a second. It's easy to joke like, haha, sugar bad, Sigma kids weird. But globally, this is not small. Researchers at Tufts estimated that each year, sugar-sweetened beverages are linked to about 2.2 million new type 2 diabetes cases and 1.2 million new cardiovascular disease cases. 2.2 million. That number is so big that it stops feeling real. Like when someone says a billion grains of rice. Except this isn't rice, this is people. The study pointed out that the impact is especially heavy in certain regions where these drinks are marketed like happiness in a bottle. It's not just individual choice, it's marketing, availability, culture shifts, and the fact that sugar drinks are basically everywhere. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a monk who only drinks water from a Himalayan spring. I've looked at a menu and said brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso. That sentence alone should put me on a federal watch list. But what freaks me out is how normal it became to drink your sugar as a daily habit. Like it's equivalent to water. It's not water, cuh. Water doesn't come in birthday cake blast flavor with optional cold foam. Before anybody in the comments starts fighting ghosts and telling me I'm a hater, let me say this clearly. A sweet drink once in a while is not the end of the world. You're not gonna spontaneously combust because you had a fun latte on a Saturday afternoon. The issue is when it's every single day. When your morning coffee is secretly your morning dessert, and you never mentally count it as food because it's a drink. Your body treats the delivery method like it matters. Liquid sugar is the express lane. It's Amazon Prime for your bloodstream. Okay, now let's talk about the plot twist, because coffee itself can actually be the good guy in this story. There's a whole body of research where coffee consumption is often associated with a lower risk of type 2 diabetes. But the grown-up nuance, the patch notes of life, is that what you add can mess with the vibe. Scientists have looked directly at whether adding sugar, sweeteners, or cream changes that benefit. Maybe the bean is fine, but y'all keep turning it into liquid Snickers bars. Even the brewing method matters. Unfiltered coffee like French press or espresso has more diterpenes, which can raise LDL cholesterol, while paper filters catch that stuff. So yeah, even the universe has a terms and conditions page. But the simplest takeaway is boring and unfortunately effective. If you like sweet coffee, you don't have to become a black coffee drinking warrior monk overnight. Just stop acting like your drink needs to taste like a melted Krispy Kreme. If your order has extra drizzle as a core personality trait, maybe we adjust the settings. Get a smaller size, fewer pumps, make it a treat, not a monthly subscription to a heart condition. Because if your daily routine includes chugging dessert before 9 AM, you're basically telling your pancreas, good morning, square up, it's go time. TikTok, man. TikTok is not just showing us food, it's normalizing an entire vibe where overeating is content. And content is identity. And identity is monetized. So now somebody can eat 10,000 calories on camera, get paid a bag, and the comments are like,
oh my god, queen.
Meanwhile, the actual physical body is like, sir, I have organs. I am struggling here. And the viewers are catching strays. If you're already stressed, lonely, bored, or insecure, these videos act like gasoline. Not because they force you to do anything, but because they shift your internal compass of what normal looks like. They make massive portions feel casual, and they make constant snacking feel like a form of self-care. I'm not saying ban mukbangs. I'm saying if you've been watching 40 minutes of someone eating fried cheese bricks at 2 AM, and then you stand up and feel a deep, hollow emptiness inside, that's not hunger. That's your brain trying to fill an emotional pothole with mozzarella sticks and digital validation. Between the 126 grams of sugar, the galaxy gas, the inner voice Sigma edits, and the hair in the Eden food lady, I'm convinced we're living in a simulation that's running out of RAM. And the admins are just messing with the settings now. Everything is getting more extreme, more sugary, and more delusional. But hey, at least the content is top tier, right? If I'm gonna go out, I might as well go out watching a guy in a Joker mask tell me how to manipulate my barista for an extra 17 pumps of syrup. Welcome to the TikTok early death speedrun simulator. Your starter pack is a caramel ocean in a cup, a For You page full of slurping noises, and a delusional belief that drinks don't count towards your life expectancy. This isn't just bad choices, lol. This is a measurable global health crisis. Millions of new diabetes and heart disease cases every year are being pinned on these drinks. And the worst part? They're being marketed like they're harmless fun, like it's just a cute little beverage. A little sip, a little treat, no big deal. Until it's every day, until it's automatic, until you're not even enjoying it anymore. You're just maintaining a tolerance level like you're building up a resistance to iocane powder in a medieval movie. That's when diabetes in a cup stops being a funny label on a Starbucks cup and starts sounding like a prophecy. Anyway, I gotta go use the bathroom. This brown sugar oat milk is hitting me like a freight train. Stop looking at me. Get out of here. See ya.